Listen, let me tell you a story about a man called Emeka. Broad chest, loud voice, the kind of man whose laughter shook the palm trees. When he walked through the village square, he swung his arms like he owned the soil itself. People called him Emeka the lion behind his back because he always said, "In my house, I am the lion. Everyone must listen to me." By the time we reach the end of this story, you will laugh because this same lion, the man who swore he would never touch a broom, would one day be cooking, cleaning, and braiding little Gil's hair at sunrise. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start at the beginning. Emeka married his wife Adeze when he was 27. The whole village turned out for their wedding. Drums, dancing, palm wine flowing like a small river. Emeka walked around with his chest out, grinning like a man who had bought the world on credit. Adeze was everything people praised in a village wife. Calm voice, soft eyes, strong hands. She could pound yam till the mortar shook and greet elders so sweetly that even the angriest old man smiled. After the wedding, people slapped Emeka's back. "Emeka, you have chosen well," they said. "This one will give you many children." Emeka raised his voice so everyone could hear. "Not just children. Sons. My house will be full of boys, strong boys to carry my name." You see, Emeka had one dream, a son. In his mind, daughters were a waste. "A girl," he would say. "You train her, you feed her, then one man will carry her away and change her surname. Investment with no return." So when Adeze got pregnant the first time, Emeka would rub her belly every evening. "My son, I am waiting for you. Come quickly. Don't come with skirt, or you will see trouble." The day of the birth came. The women gathered in the small mud room. Shouts, prayers, sweat, then the cry of a newborn. The oldest midwife stepped out, wiping her hands. "Emeka, come and see your child." He ran forward, eyes shining. "Is it a boy?" "She is healthy," the midwife said. "A beautiful girl." The smile fell off Emeka's face like a stone into a well. "A girl?" "Yes, a girl," she replied sharply. "You should thank God." He forced a laugh. "Thank God. Don't worry. The next one will be a boy." They named her Chiamaka, beautiful child, bright eyes. When she gripped his thumb, his heart softened, until his friends came. "Congratulations, Emeka," they said. "Your wife has given you a child." "Yeah," he answered. "A girl." One of them muttered, "Next one will be a boy." From that day, Emeka treated Chiamaka like a visitor. He never carried her on his back, never sang her to sleep. "Adeze, go and carry your daughter," he would say. "My son is coming." A year later, Adeze was pregnant again. "If this one is not a boy," Emeka told her, "I will not be happy. Ada, don't disappoint me." "Am I the one choosing the baby?" she asked. "Just make sure," he said foolishly. The second birth came. Same eat, same prayers. "Emeka," the midwife called. "Come and see your child." He almost tripped running. "Is it a boy now?" "Another girl," she sighed. "Strong lungs. She almost beat my hand." They named her Ifunanya, love. Emeka barely smiled during the naming. When people congratulated him, he muttered, "We thank God," the way someone talks when you return their phone with the screen broken. When the third child came, and it was a girl again, Emeka snapped. "What kind of disgrace is this?" he shouted. "3 tries, 3 girls. Are you a factory for only daughters?" "They are children, Emeka," Adeze said quietly. "Blessings. They didn't ask to be born." "Blessings," he scoffed. "Where is my blessing with trousers?" From then, annoyance turned to coldness. Coldness turned to insults. Insults turned to cruelty. He refused to buy the girls' clothes. "Tie wrapper on them," he told Adeze. "They are just girls." When food was scarce, he served himself a big portion first, then said, "If there's not enough, let the girls manage. Boys need strength. One day, my son will come." The girls noticed. Children always notice. At 5, Chiamaka started hiding bits of fish for her sisters. "Eat quickly," she would whisper, "before Papa comes." Villagers saw what was happening. They watched Emeka boast in public while his daughters walked behind him like shadows. "It's his family," they said. "We cannot interfere." Years passed. Adeze became pregnant again. Her body was tired now. Her eyes often looked far away, like she was halfway between here and somewhere else. Emeka, she said one evening, this will be the last. My body cannot continue like this. It will be the last, he said, because it will be a boy. I have already told God. The pregnancy was hard. Some days she could hardly stand. The girls did the work, fetching water, cooking, cleaning. Emeka sat outside with his friends, drinking palm wine and complaining about how life was unfair to men without sons. On the day of the birth, the sky was clear, no cloud. The sun stared down as if it was watching. Hours passed. Cries, silence, whispers. Then the midwife came out, face serious. Emeka, she said softly. Your wife gave birth. Twins. Emeka's eyes lit up. Twins? Ah, 2 boys at once? 1 boy, she said. 1 girl. He swallowed. And my wife? Her eyes dropped. Her body was too weak. She has gone to rest. Just like that. For a moment, Emeka's roar died. But then he asked, the boy? He is alive? They are both alive, she said, strong, crying. They placed the baby boy in his arms first. Small, wrinkled, little fists clenched like he was holding on to life. Emeka's chest swelled. At last, he whispered, my son. They showed him the twin girl, Oledo. Her face scrunched, legs kicking like she was impatient with the world. Emeka barely glanced at her. The village mourned Adeze. People brought food and proverbs. Emeka cried at the funeral, tears hitting the red earth. Ah, he loved her, people said. He is broken. But grief can soften some people and harden others. In Emeka's case, it hardened him like overcooked yam. Without Adeze, the house tilted. Chiamaka, now around 10, tied her wrapper firmly and moved like a small mother. She carried Olado on her back. Emeka carried the boy, Obina, like a crown prince. Obina got the best of everything. New clothes, best meat, most attention. Olado became a footnote. If not for this boy, Emeka would say when he thought no one was listening, my life would be useless. Imagine 4 daughters. One evening, as the sun melted into the horizon, Chiamaka stood in the doorway listening. Her jaw tightened. She squeezed Oledo's hand. Don't worry, she whispered. You are gold. Your name is not by accident. The children grew. Emeka raised Obina like a prince and the girls like servants. If Obina reached for a bucket, Emeka shouted, Drop that! You want to spoil your hands? You are a man. Meanwhile, the girls carried firewood and water until their backs ached. At the stream, women talked. Have you seen how Emeka treats his daughters? One asked. At least he values his son, another replied. He is raising that boy like spoiled bread, the first one said. It will swell and fall. They were right. By 16, Obina was lazy and entitled. Clean clothes, smooth hands, empty head. If you have only daughters, he told his friends, your name will die. Me, I will have many sons. My father is training me to take his place. Chiamaka heard those words and something settled inside her. She and her sisters made a silent decision. They would not spend their lives crushed under their father's foolishness. While Emeka poured money and praise into Obina, Chiamaka did something else. She studied. In the market, she watched which traders always went home smiling. She noticed when people bought more pepper than yam. She saw old women who wrote numbers in small notebooks instead of trusting their memory. One day she approached pepper seller Mama Uju. Mama, teach me small, she said. Teach you what? Mama Uju asked, eyeing her. How to do business, how to save. Will your father, Emeka the lion, agree? The woman asked. Chiamaka smiled faintly. He doesn't need to know. Mama Uju stared for a moment, then nodded. I like your spirit. In between chores, Chiamaka learned. She joined the women's savings group in secret. Every week, she dropped small coins she managed to hide before Obina could borrow them. Later, she pulled in her sisters too. Papa believes we are nothing, she told them. Good. Let him ignore us while we build strength quietly. Then news came. A new road might pass near their village. Traders from the city, more transports, more business. Emeka saw opportunity in his dreams. This is my chance, he told his friends. I will start a transport business. I will put Obina in charge. The problem was simple: no money. So the same man who used to boast, I never beg, started borrowing. A friend here, a cousin there, not enough. Then he did something serious. He went to the women's savings group. When he walked into their meeting under the Udala tree, wrappers rustled, eyes widened. Good afternoon, mothers, Emeka said, smiling too much. I came to greet you. They greeted him cautiously. I hear you save money together, he said. That is wise. I too am planning something that will help this village. Transport business. When the road comes, we must be ready. I just need a little support. I will pay back with interest. You know me. I am Emeka. My word is my bond. Mama Uju raised an eyebrow. You? Borrow from us? The same Emeka who calls women goats. Ah, Mama Uju, he laughed. Don't mind my past foolishness. You know how men talk. Their leader, Mama Ebere, asked how much he wanted. When he said the amount, several women sucked their teeth. That is many months of contribution, one whispered. Don't worry, Emeka said. My son is clever. He will run the business. Profit will come fast. They should have refused, but hope is a sweet thing. In the end, they lent him part of the money and made him sign a simple agreement. Witnesses watched. That evening, Mama Uju pulled Chiamaka aside. Your father took our group's money, she said. If he fails us, I will drag you by your ear. Chiamaka's heart sank. What is he planning? He says transport business. Big bus. At first, it worked. Emeka bought a shabby minibus, painted Emeka and Son Transport in big letters. Passengers came, money came. Obina walked beside the driver like a small managing director. Emeka counted money at night, smiling to himself. But instead of saving, he increased his palm wine outings, bought new clothes, gave Obina pocket money to flex. The boss groaned, coughed, and was ignored. Until one rainy morning, the engine died completely on a bad road. The mechanic checked and shook his head. You've been squeezing this bus like a goat with no grass. It needs major repair or new engine. Either way, big money. Money Emeka did not have. He started dodging the women, sent messages, asked for one more week that never ended. Months passed. Interest grew. Faces hardened. Finally, they summoned him to the Udala tree. Emeka, Mama Ebere said, holding the paper he signed. Where is our money? My mother's, please, he said. Business has been slow. The bus broke down. People are not traveling. That is not our business, Mama Uju snapped. This money is school fees and hospital money. You think we are joking? I just need 3 more months, Emeka begged. You already had 8, someone shouted. Voices rose. Then a clear young voice cut through. May I speak? Heads turned. It was Chiamaka, now a teenager. Emeka frowned. You? Go home, he barked. This is not children's meeting. But Mama Ebere said, let her talk. Sometimes children see clearer than elders. Chiamaka stepped into the circle. Her voice was calm. My father borrowed this money knowing he shouldn't, she said. He has no discipline with money. You all know it. For years, he has told you with his mouth that men are kings, women are furniture, sons are crowns, daughters are dust. Now that same man has taken the sweat of women and wants to waste it. Women nodded. Emeka flushed. I am your father. Yes, she said. And when people say Emeka is a cheat, they won't separate your name from ours, so we must fix it. Fix what? Do you have the money? He snapped. Chiamaka pulled out a small cloth bundle, untied it and revealed notes. For years, my sisters and I have been saving. Small coins from helping in this same market. Mama Uju knows. We joined your group quietly. We were saving for school, but we cannot watch our mother's name be dragged in the mud. So here, she handed the money to Mama Ebere. This is part of what he owes. The rest he will work for. He will carry loads, sweep stores, do whatever is needed until the debt is finished. Emeka exploded. Me? Work in the market like laborer? Never! And what is wrong with market work? Mama Uju shot back. Our hands feed this village. You can't force me, he shouted. Chiamaka turned to him, eyes bright with tears. Papa, you forced Mama to carry pregnancy after pregnancy until it killed her. You forced us to grow up too fast. You forced us to live under your pride. Today, for once, you will do what is right. Silence settled. Emeka, you signed this paper, Mama Ebere said, lifting it. If you refuse, we will go to the elders. Your land, your house, even that useless boss, you can lose everything. Land, house, status. Those words hit him like a slap. Men stood at the back watching. He swallowed. What exactly do you want me to do? He muttered. The next morning at dawn, people saw a strange sight. Emeka the lion, who used to sit with his legs stretched while his daughters walked, was walking to the market with a big basket on his head, another in his hands. His daughters walked beside him with free hands. Is that not Emeka? One man whispered. Another laughed. Maybe his goats finally chased the lion. At the market, the women were waiting. Good morning, Emeka, Mama Ebere said sweetly. Today, you will unload goods, sweep and carry sacks. When your back is paining you, remember it is your pride that injured you, not us. All day, Emeka worked. He carried bags of rice, fetched water, swept till dust stuck to his sweat. The broom did not bite, but his pride did. His daughters watched. They did not rush to save him. By afternoon, Obina arrived, shocked. Papa, what are you doing? He asked. What your father should have done long ago, Mama Uju replied. Work. Oh, Emeka panted. Help your sisters with cooking. Cooking? Me? Obina said, horrified. Yes, you, Chiamaka answered calmly. You eat, don't you? From today, your hands will know the kitchen too. Obina wanted to argue, but when he saw his father bent over a sack of grain, he said nothing. Days turned into weeks. Every market day, Emeka reported for duty. Women kept clean records. Hours worked, debt reduced. At home, the girls planned. School? Ifunanya asked. Yes, Chiamaka said. We'll still go, even if it's evening classes, even if we share books. One day, Obina came home from town fuming. Those boys are laughing at me, he said. They say my sisters are serious and I'm just market woman's son. So, what do you want to be? Oledo asked quietly. A joke or a man? For the first time, he really looked at his twin sister. She wasn't a shadow. She stood straight, eyes bright, mind sharp. How did I become like this? He muttered. By copying Papa, Chiamaka said simply. You can choose to stop. Slowly he did. He fetched water, stirred soup, carried babies, face twisted like bitter leaf, but he did it. When Emeka saw this, something heavy shifted in his chest. One evening, as the sky turned purple, he sat outside with his daughters. I have been a foolish man, he said quietly. They looked at him but didn't rush to comfort him. I thought sons made a man important, he continued. I thought daughters were a burden. I did not see you. Any of you. Your mother would be disappointed. After a long silence, Chiamaka said, we can't bring Mama back, but we can decide what happens next. If you cling to the old thinking, you will die lonely. If you change, maybe there is still time for us. What do you want me to do? He asked. Support us, Ifunanya said. Stop mocking us. Stop blocking us. Let us go to school. Let us work. And Obina, he asked softly. He'll be fine, Oledo answered. If you let him be human instead of a golden trophy. The village watched the change with surprise. The same Emeka who once boasted, my daughters are nothing, began showing up at school meetings, carrying a stool for his girls. The same Emeka who declared, a woman's place is in the kitchen, now stirred stew while his daughters did homework on the table. The same Emeka who once said, if you have no son, your name will die, later bragged, one is studying to be a nurse, another wants to be an engineer. The twins, one will be a businesswoman, the other a lawyer. Me, I'm just their houseboy now. People laughed, but this time with respect. The road finally came. Traders arrived. The village grew busier. Chiamaka opened a small shop with the women's group, the same group her father nearly ruined. She helped them keep proper records. Women's money is serious money, she said. Nobody will cheat us again. Obina learned carpentry under a strict master who didn't care whose son he was. Slowly, arrogance peeled off him like old paint. As for Emeka, he never went back to roaring like a lion. And that was fine. He had something better now. One afternoon, he sat under the mango tree, shelling groundnuts, waiting for his daughters to return from town. An old friend came by. Emeka, the man said, remember when you used to laugh at men who helped in the house? Emeka chuckled. I remember. I was talking like a man whose brain lived only in his chest. And now? Emeka tossed a nut into his mouth. Now I know strength is not shouting or sitting on people's heads. Strength is carrying your load and sometimes helping carry the loads you put on others. The friend nodded. Your daughters changed you. Emeka looked at the road where they usually appeared. School bags bouncing, voices floating in the evening air. Yes, he said softly. They saved me from myself. So, my dear listener, remember this story. Remember Emeka, the man who thought sons were the only treasure, but ended up depending on the daughters he despised. Remember that children are not investments to control, but lives to protect. Remember that pride can blind you until you can't see the gold right in front of you, shining quietly in a little girl's eyes. And if you ever hear someone say, daughters are useless, only sons matter, just smile and tell them this story about the lion who became a servant in his own house and finally found peace there. If you enjoyed this story, don't sneak away like a thief. Hit subscribe, join the family before your own daughters hear this story first and start charging you interest for every plate they wash.